my Disney DVD collection for 2024. So yeah, we have a bit more than we have last time. So yeah, and today we're going to be going through the later to the hand drawn Disney films from Aristocats all the way up to Home on the Range. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame that they don't do hand drawn films anymore. Like the last one they did was The Princess and the Frog back in 2009. And that was the first and only Disney film since Home on the Range to be 2D animated. But from Chicken Little onwards, they just start using 3D animation. Like, I don't mind them doing 3D animated Disney films, but it would be nice if they did some more hand drawn films. Like, Disney isn't really the same anymore after, let's say, probably Home on the Range or Lilo and Stitch, because after that, the studio started to take a bit of a downgrade, if you know what I mean. I'm not saying the movies are terrible by any means, but the quality and all that started to decline a bit. But we'll explain more later. So yeah, so this is what people like to call the Renaissance. So the Renaissance era of Disney. Like, yeah, we'll probably explain more later. So without further ado, let's begin. So the first DVD we have is the Aristocats, and this was released in if I'm not mistaken, 1970. This movie was released. So yeah, haven't really watched this film to be honest, but I heard it's pretty good. So yeah, so here's the front, spine, and the back. And here we have the disc. And we have a leaflet for the Disney movie rewards. So yeah. So that was the Aristocats. Again, I haven't watched this movie, but I am aware of it. Because, yeah, you probably know what I mean. Despite I haven't seen every Disney film, I am aware of them. But hopefully in the future I'll get a chance to watch it. And here's the next DVD that I have. It's another new Disney DVD that I have in my collection, and it's Robin Hood. So yeah. So here's the front, sides, and the back. And let me get it out of the slipcase. Very nice cover. And we also have a Mickey Mouse short, which is Ye Olden Days, I think it says. And yeah, I really like the artwork on this. I think it looks really nice, if I do say so myself. And here's the disc. So yeah, again, I haven't seen Robin Hood to be honest, but I heard it's pretty good. Maybe not the best Disney film, but it's still good nonetheless. But again, hopefully in the future I'll watch it and might enjoy it, which I'd say I would. But yeah, so that was Robin Hood. And the next DVD I have is Oliver and Company, and this is the 20th anniversary edition, which was released back in 2008. So yeah, and the DVD has been seen better days. Yeah, this is a copy from my childhood, and yeah, I wasn't really the best at looking after DVDs back then. In fact, I was kind of a menace back in the day. So yeah. So yeah, here's front, spine, and the back. And here we have the disc. Yeah, you can see the top here is completely off. I don't know what was up with me, but yeah. Despite the case is not in the best condition, or actually, I might get a new one to replace it. I don't know. So yeah, Oliver and Company. What can I say about this film? Like, this movie is an absolute classic. Like, I used to watch this movie a lot when I was young, and I really have good fond memories of this. I think the first time I discovered this was on the Toy Story VHS. Like, they played a trailer for this movie that was coming out on VHS, and I watched it years ago, and I pretty much enjoyed it. Oh hi, Thomas McMillan. Melon. I think I said that right. Sorry if I butchered it. It's just yeah, you know me sometimes. So yeah, and I hope Disney does not remake this. Like, they can remake all the other Disney films, but leave Oliver and Company alone. Like, this movie is perfect the way it is. Don't you dare ruin the charm of this. Like, this movie is fine the way it is. So yeah. So Oliver and Company is a pretty good film. And a lot of people don't really talk about it, which is a bit of a shame, but I wish it got a bit more attention, you know. And here we have the next Disney DVD, and it's The Little Mermaid. So yeah, another movie from my childhood that I used to watch a lot. And I actually watched this on Disney Plus back in September, and it's still pretty good. Yeah, probably one of my favorite Disney movies, if I'm being honest. Or maybe my favorite Disney princess film in general. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And here are the discs. And it comes with them 2 discs, just to let you know. So here we have disc 1, which plays the movie, and disc 2 with the bonus features. I don't know what happened to the other thing, but it was a long time ago. So yeah, so The Little Mermaid is an absolute classic. Like, this movie's a lot better than the god awful reboot that we got last year. Like, yeah, we don't really talk about that one, but if you like the remake, then that's fine. But this one is an absolute classic, and I haven't really seen the sequels, to be honest, but I think they're all right. So yeah, I don't really have much to say other than this is a really good film, and this is also a DVD that I had during my childhood. So yeah, so that was The Little Mermaid. And here we have the next Disney film, and it's probably one of the best ones to come out during the 90s, along with the Lion King and its Beauty and the Beast. I mean, who doesn't love this movie? Like, seriously, who does not like this movie? I don't think I've heard anyone saying that they hate this movie. Like, saying this movie's bad is an understatement. It really is. But again, we all have different opinions, and we can all agree on certain stuff. Like, I'm not judging people's opinions. I'm just saying that this movie is an absolute gem of a film. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back, and here's the discs. Here we have disc 1 with the movie, and disc 2 with the bonus features. For some reason, I just mixed them around. I don't know why. I just did for some reason. Don't mind me. Perfect. Here we have disc 1 with the main feature, and disc 2 with the bonus features. I know I've already showed it to you, but don't mind showing it again. So yeah. What else can I say about this movie? I think a lot of people say that this is the best Disney movie ever. Well, one of them. And this movie got nominated back in 1992, was it? And to be honest, I think it deserved it. Like this movie really did well. Like it was the start of a new era, and during that time, Disney was going through a bad stage, and this movie brought Disney back on the map. Like if it wasn't for this movie, then I don't know what we'd have today. Like I'm not saying the other movies were terrible, but this movie definitely brought a whole new level to Disney. So yeah, so that was Beauty and the Beast. And I definitely prefer this one than the remake that we got in 2017. So yeah, and moving on to the next DVD, and it's Aladdin. So yeah, so here's the front, sides, and the back. And here we have it out of the slipcase. And it won 2 Academy Awards, as you can see here, which I think it deserved it. And here's the disc. So, Aladdin. What can I say about this movie? This movie is absolutely top notch. Like, I might have seen the full movie a long time ago, I'm not exactly sure, but this movie is an absolute classic. Like, it has a lot of memorable songs, and Robin Williams did a really good job as the genie. And no offense, but he did a way better job than Will Smith did in the remake. Like, I'd rather prefer Robin Williams than Will Smith. Sorry if I'm being a bit rude, I'm just giving out my opinion, that's all. Like, it's okay to express your opinions sometimes, but yeah. And what else can I say? And this movie has a lot of rememberable songs like A Whole New World, and yeah, pretty much everything about this movie is absolutely great. That's all I could say about Aladdin, because I think a lot of other people made a lot more good details about Aladdin than I could any day. So yeah, so that was Aladdin. Now moving on to the next Disney DVD, and it's probably one of their biggest hits, and it's The Lion King. I mean, who doesn't love The Lion King? Seriously. Like, this movie is absolutely fantastic in so many ways. And it's definitely better than The Wild. Like, I think we can all agree on that this movie is way better than The Wild. Which, speaking of that, I didn't include it in my collection because, like, like some people think it's part of the Sorry, I'm just trying to think for words. Some people think it's part of the Walt Disney Animation Studios, but I don't think it is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it's canon to these. But yeah. And I also know that Dinosaurs is also part of the Walt Disney Animation Studios, so I know it's a bit confusing with Disney movies sometimes in what order company they're part of, but oh well, I'm just being a bit nitpicky. So yeah, so here's the front, spine, and the back, and here we have the disc. Oh yeah, and here we have a few leaf flips, and we also have the Lion King in Broadway, as you can see here. So yeah, So I've pretty much explained everything about The Lion King, and this one is a lot better than the remake. And to be fair, my opinions on the remake nowadays, I don't really care about it, to be honest. Like, I still have it on DVD. It's just, I don't know what to do with it. Like, should I sell it or keep it? I haven't made that decision yet, but I'll probably figure it out soon. So, yeah. So that was The Lion King. A perfect film in all different aspects. Anyways, moving on to the next Disney film, and it's Pocahontas. And this is also the newest DVD in my collection, as you guys probably know. So, yeah. And I got this on the same day along with, let's see, Sword in the Stone and Bambi. So, three Disney films in one day. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. So, here's the front, spine, and the back. And this is also a 2-disc edition. Here we have disc 1 with the film, and disc 2 with the bonus features. And we also have a little Christmas list for all the Disney films, as you can see, which I showed it to you in the last DVD collection that I did back in part 1. So yeah, don't have anything to say about Pocahontas. Like, I know it's a good movie, but to be fair, I haven't really watched this one, so I'm not gonna go into detail about it. So I'll just leave it be. So yeah, that was Pocahontas. And here's the next film that I have, and it's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So yeah, so here's the front, spine, and the back. And here is the disc. So yeah, Pocahontas is it's actually a pretty good movie, and I did watch this movie last year, and to be fair, it's actually not that bad. Like, it may not be the best Disney film, but I do remember seeing trailers for this when I was younger, but I haven't really watched the full movie. Well, I haven't yet, but I've seen bits of it last year. So hopefully in the future I'll sit down and watch the full thing. So yeah. I actually did a DVD menu on this not too long ago if you guys want to check it out when you get the time. So yeah. And I think this one's getting a remake. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it could be. But we don't know when it's coming out. I'd say it's in progress, but again, we've no clue when it's coming out. So yeah. So that was the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And here's the next Disney DVD we have, and it's Hercules. So yeah, here's the front, sides, and the back. And let me get out the slipcase. And here it is. Here's the cover of it. Which looks very nice. And here's the disc. So Hercules. Even though I haven't really watched the full movie, I know this movie is really good. Like, my friend likes this movie and he's a big fan of it. And I don't blame him. Like, again, I haven't watched the full movie, but this movie is really good. Like, I don't think there's any problems. Maybe a few, but other than that, this movie is pretty good. And I hear this is getting a remake in well, again, we don't know when it's coming out, but it's in progress, so We're gonna have to find out. But when that remake comes out, yeah, you know the reviews on the Disney remakes. Sometimes some of them can be good, and most of the time they're just straight up bad. BAD, bad, with a capital explanation mark. So yeah. So yeah, I don't really have much to say other than Hercules is a pretty good film. So yeah, moving on to the next DVD, and it's Mulan. So yeah, this is a movie that I didn't really watch as a kid. So I don't really have any opinions on it, but looking at it, it's actually not that bad. So yeah, here's the front, side, and the back. And then we get out the slipcase. And here's the cover itself, which doesn't look too bad. Now I also noticed that the spine is a lot different, and also the same with the Hercules. So looks pretty good. And here's the disc. Alright, so again, I haven't really watched Mulan, but I hear this is a good film, so I'll just give them that. But again, hopefully in the future I'll probably sit down and watch it. So yeah, so that was Mulan. And here's the next Disney DVD, and it's the last one to be released during the 1990s. Sorry, there's just a bit of a plastic. So, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. There was just a bit of plastic on the spine that I just had to remove. Maybe it was from the ceiling that came with it when I first got it back in. When did I get this? I think I got it back in. Oh, dude, I can't remember. I think it was 2021. I think I got it. I don't know. So yeah, so here we have a Tarzan, and Tarzan's a pretty good film. I think I've actually watched it when I was young, and I really enjoyed it. Not gonna lie, it was a really fun film. So yeah, here's the front, which the front cover looks really nice. Disney does a really good job at making front covers and their artwork and stuff. And here's the spine and the back. And here's the disc. Haven't really seen this movie in years, but I do remember watching it when I was young. Which I think I had it on VHS when I was young, so I know I haven't watched the film that much when I was younger, but I still enjoyed the movie nonetheless. So yeah. So that was Tarzan. And I don't think there's a remake of this. Maybe it's in the works, but I haven't seen a Tarzan remake. I know there's other adaptations, but the Disney ones, I don't think it got a remake. I know there's a few sequels of these, but yeah, the Disney sequels can be questionable, you know. And here's the next Disney DVD, and it's probably another one of my favorites, and it's The Emperor's New Groove. So yeah, this is the last Disney movie to be released during the 20th century, and the first one to be released in the 2000s. Well, I think it is. I don't know if Fantasia 2000 came out first or Dinosaurs or this one. I'm not quite sure. But yeah. So yeah, here's the front. spine, and the back. And here we have the disc, which looks pretty nice. So yeah, what can I say about The Emperor's New Groove? It's probably one of the funniest Disney movies out there. And I do remember watching this when I was young. Like, I used to watch this on Netflix back in the day. And when I first watched it, I really enjoyed it. Probably one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, if I'm being honest. Like, it has a lot of memorable characters, and there's just a few musical notes, but that's okay. And this movie may be a bit short, but despite all that, this movie's still a fun watch. And if you haven't seen this movie before, I definitely recommend you watch it. It's a good watch. So yeah, that was The Emperor's New Groove. And here's the next Disney DVD, and it's Lilo and Stitch. So yeah. So apparently they're making a remake of this next year, and to be quite honest, it's not that bad. Like, I mean, they got Stitch's design right, but other than that, yeah. Right, so here's the front, spine, and the back. And here is the disc. So yeah, what do I think of Lilo and Stitch? It's actually a really good film, even though I haven't really watched the film a lot back in the day, but I actually pretty enjoyed it. And I know a few friends of mine that actually really like this movie, and I do have to agree with them. This movie is really fun, even though, again, even though I haven't watched the full film, I still enjoyed it. But hopefully, when I watch the full movie, I'll like it a lot more. You know. So yeah, that was Lilo and Stitch. And here's the next Disney movie, and it's Brother Bear. So yeah, a movie that people don't really talk about, and this is one of Disney's forgotten franchises. To be honest, like, people don't really talk about this one, to be honest, and I can see why. So yeah, so here's the front, and again, the front cover looks really, really is really, really well detailed. Like, I really like the artwork and stuff. I think it looks very nice. Here's the spine and the back. And here we have the disc, and don't mind the crack here. It's just he's probably seen it before. And here's the disc. Thought there was another DVD in here, but never mind. Alright, so that was Brother Bear. And this movie isn't really that bad. Like, I did see this movie when I was young. Well, I had the DVD of it, so I've watched it. So back then, the movie wasn't really that bad. Wasn't my favorite Disney movie, but wasn't bad. So yeah, don't really have much to say about Brother Bear, but I heard the sequel's absolute shite. So despite the sequel not being that good, should I get it on DVD? Well, I'll think about it. So yeah, that was Brother Bear. And here we have the last Disney movie for this part, and it's the last movie to use, sort of movie to use 2D animation, and it's Home on the Range. So yeah, this movie is interesting in many ways, but we'll get to them in a minute. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. Sorry. And here's the disc. So, Home on the Range. Actually, this movie isn't that bad. Like, I know a few people don't really like this movie, but in my opinion, it's alright. I know it's not the best Disney film, but I don't hate it. Like, I've seen worse movies over the years, and this movie's not one of them. I mean, again, it's not a great film, but it is a fun watch if you have a bad day or something. So, yeah. So that was Home on the Range. Alright, so that concludes part two of my Disney DVD collection, and stay tuned for part three tomorrow, which will be the final part. And tomorrow we're going to be covering the CGI films, which, oh boy, it's probably going to be a long video, but stick with me, ladies and gentlemen. Just stick with me for them. So, yeah. So, that's all for now. Stay tuned for some more videos coming up soon, and this is me signing off.